Today we are talking about some of the signs that could indicate that you are connected to or that you are making contact with your higher self. Now, our higher self is a version of ourselves that is so much more wise, creative, intuitive, and evolved. And when we start to make contact with our higher self, we start to truly align to our life purpose, our life path. We can truly live in alignment and fulfillment when we start to really connect with this higher aspect of ourselves. So, the first sign that you are connecting to or you have made contact with your higher self is that you find yourself feeling highly intuitive, feeling like you just know things without knowing how or why you know this. This is where your clear cognizant ability comes in, where you just are very much perceptive and intuitive. You find that your higher self really sends you these intuitive messages through vibrations, and you are able to pick it up as intuition within your body. So you find that becoming intuitive or highly intuitive is a sign that you're connecting with your higher self. Our higher self always seeks to guide us and really provide us with information that really comes to us in a very intuitive nature. And sometimes we don't really know how or why we know something, but we just know something in that moment. And so our intuition really opens up when we start to connect with our higher self. The second sign that you're connecting with your higher self is that you find yourself becoming highly creative. You start to become a channel for creative energy. Creativity comes from our soul. It comes from a higher essence of ourselves. It doesn't come from the mind. So we can say that when we are tapping into our higher self, we start to create consciously. We start to create with more wisdom. And we start to become a clear channel for our higher self to really create through us. And so you'll find that when someone is creating from their higher self, they normally would say that, I feel like I'm drawing from a source. I feel like I am pulling out creativity from a greater place, from a higher place. A lot of singers have said this, a lot of artists have said this, musicians, they tend to say that their creativity tends to come from somewhere else. And that's because they are channeling. And when you start to connect with your higher self, you start to become a channel for source energy to work through you, for your higher self, your soul to really create through you. So you find yourself becoming more creative, more inspired to create in so many ways. Another sign that you're connecting with your higher self is that you find that you feel like a calling to do something. You feel guided to do something. It's like our higher self really knows exactly the path that we need to go on or what's going to really serve us in the long run. So it really guides us through our intuition. It guides us through, knowing and feeling like we are being called to do something or feeling like we are guided to go on a certain path. Our higher self knows exactly what we need to do in the present moment to change course, to change our destiny. So it really allows us to become really perceptive of a calling, sort of wanting to do something, taking a leap of faith, jumping into the unknown, or just taking action in some way that's going to really alter the course and direction of your life. You feel called to or guided to do something. This is your higher self nudging you in a direction that is going to really serve you, in a direction that's going to really bring you closer to your life path, closer to your purpose and more alignment. So another sign that you're connecting with your higher self is that you find that you experience synchronicities or just meaningful events in your life. This is how our higher self really tries to communicate to us. And when we start to connect with our higher self, we find that we really do feel guided and protected, and we start to experience all these synchronicities, all these events in our life that seem so coincidental, and we start to really question this. Now, this is our higher self that's really guiding us, and our higher self can guide us in so many ways. We may see numbers, we may have these events happen in our life that is so important. They become so eventful, meaningful to us, where it's like what we needed really the resources or whatever we needed in the moment comes to us, and people tend to come into our life when we need them. It's like everything feels very much synchronized, and it's like your higher self is really guiding you, and our higher self really communicates to us through synchronicity. And so you'll find that as you start to connect more with your higher self, you start to experience more of these synchronicities, and all they are is truly guidance towards really leading you towards the right path, leading you towards more alignment in your life. So another sign that you are connecting to your higher self, or you are connected to your higher self, is that you find that you experience spiritual downloads. And what spiritual downloads truly are is the ability to really draw in information, higher knowledge, higher wisdom from your higher self. When you start to connect with your higher self, you start to truly be able to tap into more of these spiritual downloads, and they come in whenever you need it. You may experience these sort of moments in your life where you receive information that seems like it's coming from nowhere, and it's just important information that's really meant to serve you in that time. Or you might find that you experience like these meaningful dreams, visions. However you may receive spiritual downloads, we may receive it in so many ways. Another sign that you're connecting to your higher self, or that you are connected to your higher self, is that you also start to embody a lot of the characteristics of your higher self. Our higher self truly is a highly evolved version of ourselves, and we can say that it vibrates at the highest vibration. And when we start to connect with our higher self, we start to really feel more unconditional love for the people in our life, for our environment. We start to truly feel more peaceful, more at one with everything. When we start to connect with our higher self, we start to recognize that we can become more in alignment with life. We start to also recognize that we can live a life of authenticity, where we are truly authentic in who we are, and also we are living a life of fulfillment, where we get to serve in the highest way possible, and we get to embrace the highest qualities of ourselves. So thank you so much for watching this video. As always, thank you so much for receiving. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.